Hello everybody, welcome to our first workshop of the series here with the West Virginia Nutrition Improvement, or DUBVANI. Our first workshop of the season, we're kicking off with cooking at home. Tis the season of running around like crazy. Kids got recitals, they got Christmas programs. We are meeting up with friends and with family. We're shopping. We're making gifts. We're really busy. But we're going to take some time out of our lives and we're going to cook dinner at home. In this workshop, we're going to be talking about finding recipes, about doing the shopping, meal planning, making dinner at home a habit, and family dinner. Now, this isn't going to solve everyone's problems, not going to solve all of anyone's problems, but it's going to give you some ideas about how to make this work. So, when we're finding recipes, we want to be starting out on the internet. It's great. It has all the recipes ever. There are even places where we can put in the food we have in our pantry and our fridge right this minute and can spit out recipes we can make with what we got. It's amazing. Pinterest is a great place for ideals. Some of my favorite memes are Pinterest fails. So we're looking at the ideals and then making sure that we're in the real world when we pick our recipes. Also, another favorite personally for me is YouTube. You can find a recipe, but you also have someone taking you step by step through that recipe, teaching you all the little things, like what do they mean when they want you to mince the garlic, and so on. It's great. The next is finding recipes that you enjoy. Think of something you already know you enjoy. Maybe it's a Panera creamy tomato soup, or maybe it's that Chick-fil-A waffle fry, or maybe it's the greens at Popeyes. The internet has so many restaurant knockoffs. It is a great place to start to find recipes that you will know you will enjoy. That's a big thing too. When you're searching for recipes, keep it simple, but make sure you find ones you're going to enjoy. Because if you're going to start off on something that you've never had before, like quinoa and a mango cold salad, it might take a little longer to get there. I don't know if you have quinoa and mangoes in your pantry, but I don't. Also, experiment a bit. Well, that's the opposite of what I just said. Finding recipes, it's half the fun to try to do something new. So, I like to say my favorite recipes are ones that I love because they're so good and yummy. 2, they take little effort, whether that means less cooking, or less pots and pans, or just less preparation in general. It's great. And then lastly, there are leftovers. That means there's less effort tomorrow, and it's awesome. My family and we all love leftovers, and they don't stick around, so it's great. But know your family. If you're not a leftovers group, maybe small meals are better. And then find recipes for ingredients you already have. I kind of mentioned that earlier, but it's legit. Do that because grown shopping for 7 new ingredients can make an expensive grocery run. Talking about grocery shopping, some simple tips to make eating at home better. It's to buy in bulk and buy non-perishables so that they can stick around a little while. You know they're there and you can put them in your meals. Also, buy the food you like. Don't buy a can of beets saying, all those antioxidants, they're real good for me. I'm going to eat it, but you don't like beets. But you're trying to eat healthy. Don't get it unless you have a plan for it, because it's just going to sit there in your cupboard. Next, buy the food you like when it's on sale. You and your family love canned green beans? Oh look, they're 50 cents a can if you buy a dozen or more. If you got the funds and you're going to eat them, buy them when they're on sale. And also, keep an eye out for the coupons. The coupons can save you a pretty penny. Buy together, cook together, eat together, stay together. Involve your family in meal planning a little bit. Plan some meals, plan the shopping run together, plan to cook it together, and eat it together. This can particularly be really helpful for some of your pickier eaters in the family. If they have a say, or they're invested in it, or maybe they stirred it while it was on the stove, they might be more likely to give it a try and actually like it. Also, this works out really well too for our single friends. If you are single, buying bulk can be difficult because sometimes you can't eat that much before it goes bad. So, pool a couple friends together and go buy in bulk together and divide your ingredients, and then you save money and you aren't wasting food or money. So, it works out pretty well. Meal planning, know yourself and your family. I started out with Pinterest, and it's a great place to go to get ideas, but it sets some ideals for us. You gotta keep your head on straight when you're trying to do this. So, if you're busy, keep it simple and quick. Maybe it's canned soup. I love canned soup. There's even little packet soups. You just dump in some water, let it boil. Great. And if that's all you got time for, that's all you got time for. Keep it simple. If you're not confident in your cooking skills, do meal kits, like that soup I mentioned. It's great. There are salad meal kits. There are just freezer kits. You just dump it in a skillet and move it around a little bit, and voila, you got Chinese food. It's awesome. Don't like salads? Don't make them. That's something when we're on Pinterest looking at all these foods, we're like, oh, that looks really healthy. I want to be healthy. I'm going to eat it. There are lots of healthy foods you can find that you will enjoy. It doesn't have to be salads. It doesn't have to be that food you don't like. It doesn't have to be Brussels sprouts. You don't have to eat things you don't like. Eat things you enjoy. Make things you enjoy. If you have the time, plan it out and meal prep. If you're going to enjoy that, do it. You're not going to bother unless you're going to do it right. Do it right. I know some people, they're like, I'm not just going to make a entree and not make side dishes. Like, what would be the point? And just the idea of doing part of it but not all of it, and they just give up. Just go ahead and go for it. Go for all of it. Or if you're one of those people who are like, well, I'm on Pinterest and I want to make it healthy and I want to do it right. If being and cooking healthy is important to you, do that. Your kids are going to refuse to eat it and it's going to make you upset. Do something else. Feeling of working really hard and being excited for a meal that you and your older ones might enjoy is great. But then to have the 5-year-old throw a fit and refuse to eat it and just kind of unsettle your evening. Not that that's a wrong thing and this bad thing. You having food you enjoy is important. But if it's going to make you dread cooking because trying to get your one child to eat it is going to just be awful, don't do things you're going to dread. Make it easy on yourself. Making dinner at home a habit. This can be pretty difficult because, like we were saying, it gets super busy and we see all these glowing neon signs with food that can be out to you in less than 5 minutes. It's really tempting. So, Make and keep plans. Talk to your family, talk to your friends, and have plans to eat a dinner at home. And that you can hold each other to it. Prepare yourself for those temptations. You know you're going to be driving by those places. Think and be prepared ahead of time for that dinner that you're driving home to. Have part of the meal ready, or maybe even the whole meal ready before you get home. Crock pots and Instapots and even slow roasting in the oven. All of these things are great for getting you home, or even just meal prepping some of the ingredients the day ahead. You don't want to waste that food if it's already ready, and if it's at home, your choices already made for you. Making dinner a family affair. It's a great thing because you're teaching your kids how to cook. It's an essential life skill, and it's going to help your kids with their own healthy habits and nutrition habits. It's going to give them options. It's important to teach them how to cook. It also gets you help cleaning in the kitchen, because if you're not cooking and eating in the kitchen or at the dinner table, it doesn't get clean. But if you're going to be using your table every evening, maybe every other evening or twice a week, your dinner table gets cleared off twice a week, and you're eating at it. It's a great time to have dinner time. Is a great time to spend with family, and a good time to communicate and build those family ties. It's not something you want to miss. So, thanks for coming to the workshop. Hope it helps.